Folks, I'm out here at Fry Vineyards here with Derek again, talking about compost. And when we say compost, compost is actually the fertilizer. Instead of using pesticides or herbicides, we've got nature's own best fertilizer money could buy. And when you use compost to fertilize the soil, it produces good Chardonnay grapes, as you can see we have over here. But anyway, Derek will talk to everyone about how this whole compost pile here is used to help fertilize the vines here at Fry.
Yeah, thank you, Mickey. Yeah, so at Fry Vineyards, we collect all of the grape pumice after harvest, which is the seeds and stems and grape skins, and bring them out to our compost yard where we mix that pumice with organic rice straw and limestone and animal manure. And then we put our biodynamic preparations into the compost piles to get them inoculated. So we're checking it out here. This is the first dig into the compost that was made last fall, October after harvest, and we just had it all buttoned up and covered to avoid it getting too wet with the winter rains and leaching. But it'd be interesting to see how things are going in here. There's some fungus right here on the top. So you start getting all kinds of interesting life that starts to grow out of the compost pile, and you can still see some of the grape stems. They kind of take a little bit longer to break down than some of the other parts. But
So you're saying basically all of the leftover grape skin and products, actually when you're processing the grapes, is basically used for recyclable.
It's very much like recycling, exactly.
Okay.
So the nutrients that came out of the vineyard that we weren't able to use for wine, we're putting out here and essentially fermenting it in a different way.
Okay.
And creating a fertilizer source that we can put back out on the vineyard come next year. And this stuff still has a little bit of warmth to it. We're probably due to turn these piles here pretty soon. But you can start to see that things are getting incorporated. You can still tell, some of the seeds are really break down slow too, but you can still see some of the skins and the stems in here. And let's see if we can find anything else interesting. I was hoping we'd see some interesting creatures, some worms or something.
Worms.
But the worms kind of come at the end of the composting process a lot of times, so they might not have colonized here quite yet. But yeah, you can feel how warm that is.
Oh.
As you get deeper into the pile, it should get a little warmer. So compost and the limestone ingredient that's put into the compost are two of the most important fertilizers that we use at Fry Vineyards to keep the vines healthy and strong. And like I mentioned earlier, the whole idea is to feed the soil,
Right.
so that the soil then has what it needs to feed the vines. And then the vines do what they do to make great wines.
Absolutely. So the soil feed the vines feed the consumers to get a great bottle of Chardonnay that is sprouting over here again, folks. Wine bottles are just sprouting up everywhere.
Yeah, it must be springtime.
This is great, guys. I can't begin to tell you, being a part of Fry Wine's making and producing our Kwaya selections of the Chardonnay, the Sangiovese, and the Merlot is something that all consumers are wanting to know about, what they're drinking, basically. What is being used to produce that grape.
Yeah, I think
or that seed.
I think Fry wines and the Kwaya wine alike are some of the most pure wine you're going to find out on the market. There really is very little manipulation. It's grapes with a little yeast added, and let it go on its own, and
let nature and the universe take over. That's what it's all about.
cheers to Kwaya.
Yeah.